Hello, bitches. You can never escape it. Anyways, the first group in the Italian branch of tonight is the Association for the Liberation and Distribution of the Anomalous. Alright, description. ALDA is a criminal group specializing in the distribution of anomalies. Born in Lucania in the 19th century following a ferocious attack by anti-mimetic predators, its original objective was the protection from anomalies in areas where people didn't have the means to do so. The group was mainly made up of people from a lower social background who tired of the indifference between upper class members and the local government against their suffering, and decided to remedy it themselves, utilizing a model of banditry. The organization was initially described as the Alliance of Lucania for the Defense Against Anomalies, ALDA, despite the fact that at the time, their knowledge of the anomalous was non existent. Complete awareness of their motives was revealed after several years of activity. This, the group's conflict caused many casualties as such. Even as Alda's influence and power increased, members themselves remained at risk. Given these circumstances, the local lords were asked for their support. Fearing that the group would gain too much power, they decided to help them in exchange for protection and favors in the world of the anomalous, which they would remunerate monetarily. Over time, these favors evolved into the focus of the organization, a change that caused internal struggles and splits between members. However, even under these changed conditions, Alda enjoyed the favor of the population, who remembered its past actions towards them. The group continued to expand and widen its influence until it eventually achieved economic independence. During this time, the support of the nobility was irrelevant to the group's new goal of obtaining money and social prestige. Therefore, Alda completely detached itself and continued obtaining anomalies by means outside the law, always under the pretext of helping the needy. Hence the definitional shift of the acronym as it's now known. Currently, Alda's main occupation consists of under the table trading of anomalies. Anomalies are usually divided into two categories: goods, of which type, variety, and price are recorded before being sold, and established meeting places to a verified clientele created through word of mouth, and means anomalies with interesting mimetic, persuasive, and or warlike properties, which are then retained and used to help Alda with its business. Generally, specific properties of these are known only to those who possess them, typically one of the members in charge of Alda. The very existence of the means is kept hidden from the less important personnel of the organization and from anyone not deemed trustworthy. Both types of anomalies are mostly obtained through theft from other anomalous groups or by the exploitation of naive or helpless people with no knowledge of Alda's existence. The leaders take control over this group's social scale, and public opinion has allowed the GOI to maintain a prominent position in the criminal world. Aldo's presence is confirmed in Italy, but is suspected to have contacts, if not direct members, with commercial and criminal groups of interest abroad. Right. The organization. There's a rigid pyramidal social scale within the association. The new members generally starting from the bottom, unless they have family connections. Powers is distributed territorially, with the stewardship of packets of land bestowed to high-ranking members by the leaders of the association. These packets in turn are divided up and responsibly bestowed to trusted men in lower ranks. This happens progressively down to the lowest ranked members with no underlings. Those who are aware of the association and do not speak against it or even occasionally act in its interests may be rewarded by their own cooperation and discretion, but are not considered to play a role within within their social scale. Only the pyramid's seventh level, the command level, has the final say and control over the distribution of territories. Association is purposely structured to obfuscate any information on members of higher levels. A put the circle directly below. There is therefore only the broadest information on the identity of the association's leaders. They are referred to by a set of inherited monikers based on the territory they control. This is not This not only ensures that the leader's identity is kept hidden, but also that no one knows precisely how and when changes to the command structure occur. However, this obfuscation also has its disadvantages. For the highest circle, feuds are common at the lower levels and generally only become known to the leaders when they have reached drastic proportions. Purposes. All this objective is to ensure the social. Huh? I did? Right here? All those members do not have the same appearance or specific traits other than their common ambition and are contempt for anyone who opposes it. Alright. Purposes. All this objective is to ensure the social and material well-being of all its members in accordance with the social scale and is developed and by all means. For this reason, it often acts outside the law or twists it to its advantage thanks to members in strategic positions. A fundamental part of their organization is to act without being noticed, and for this reason, they try to maintain a good image with the lower strata of the population, or alternatively, to keep them quiet. Anomalies, therefore, are seen more as a means of getting closer to the true objectives, both in terms of trade and war, than as interesting objects of study. Beyond a belief lists their qualities, they are not analyzed. Alda acts in the shadows and often tries to lose its tracks by setting other members undercover in other GOIs, or alternatively to create front groups not directly linked to it to act without creating suspicion. In fact, starting from the weakening of the Rydia, with a peek at the first dematerializing phases of Seisma, their machinations and influence are increasingly known, and despite their efforts to keep a lower profile, their hold on the populations is increasingly shaky. Attitude towards the Foundation. Alda sees the Foundation as an interesting organization to take advantage of for its business. Therefore, the members of the organization do everything in their power to undermine it, without, however, wishing to destroy it, as its work makes the stage for finding anomalies much easier. They often try to put members undercover in order to facilitate the process. This is a plan known to the S5S and the Foundation's intelligence, which then tries to identify and block suspicious individuals. I was about to say, good luck trying to undermine the Foundation. And apparently all involvements have been deleted. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, they're going in evil, definitely, right? No. I just said there isn't. All involvements were deleted. Maybe. The only thing I'm getting is artwork of the group. Oh yeah, it is technically, isn't it? So yeah, that's all I can find. Wait, I just realized one of the SCPs that got deleted is called Crazy Mayonnaise. So put it in chaotic neutral for now. You know, main thing it just says that groups conflict cause many casualties, and that's about it. I think this is the only one that doesn't have SCPs connected. Yeah. I think this is the only one that doesn't have SCPs connected to it. And at the same time, good fucking luck. Yeah. I don't like how. Wait. Holy shit, one of them is dark. 111-IT, boy lacking free will. Ugh. I don't like the first one's nickname. The second one's funny. That we just have to put it in not enough info. It's just like, god damn. Yeah, I don't have one. I might come over here and see if I can use this one on here. Because it's fan art of that group. I could just do it right now. Hold on. If my computer will let me. Just put you in here. Right. Edit. Oh, wait. Fuck. What did I do? Add additional images. Heal. Submit. Alright, where's that? There you are. Submit. And now we take you and put you in not enough info. Alright. Hopefully we won't have to do that again. Oh, it's another musical crew. All previous musical groups have been in the good categories. Hopefully this one will be good. I am neutral too, yeah. Alright. The Arcane Syndicate of Honored Musicians. Or CADMO. The Arcane Cynical of Honor Musicians, or CADMO, is a meta-humanist movement composed of individuals possessing generally high thaumaturgical knowledge, giving a special focus to musiturgy and contacts with planes external to our reality. From the end of the second half of the 19th century, the group operated within the Italian anomalous scene with a certain continuity, mainly thanks to the support provided by various high-ranking families of the Italian society at the time, especially from the northwest area. The group did, however, suffer the loss of many members after World War I, both due to the conflict and new fascist regime, and especially after World War II, given the large numbers of elements considered subversive, such as anti-fascists and Jews within the GOI. Oh, this poor organization. Supported by only few survivors, the Cynical suffered an internal split in the immediate state post-war period, which is yet to be repaired. One side, more conservative, wanted to maintain the aims and desire for secrecy, which had always been professed unchanged with respect to what had been established in the preceding decades. Meanwhile, other more progressive side, not sharing this vision, defined as elitist, wanted to spread the group's message far beyond the sphere of the anomalous, going so far as to break secrecy even by means of subversive acts. Organization. There's no real internal organization within the group, being composed of a series of sub-movements that, while sharing the same goal, pursue it in different ways. Each sub-movement possesses its own confirmation, although broadly speaking, there is no centralized institution. Alright, purposes. The Cynical's main aim is the ascension of the human intellect through the use of music. The compositions they perform or compose should, in fact, refer to a harmonic source, believed to be the fabric of the universe itself. This source would reside in harmony produced by the so-called celestial spheres, but a theory that sound vibrations are emitted from the bodies of the universe, which cannot be perceived within the aid of the senses, but which should nevertheless influence human life and actions. The GOI pursues the goal of revealing this truth to mankind so that they may reach a state of further consciousness. Studies are underway to ascertain whether this theory has any real foundations or whether that what they seek comes from unknown cosmic sources. Memories, attitudes of the Foundation. Due to the group's fragmented status, Foundation attitude towards the Cynical's members, sometimes divided into families, at least in most conservative cases, varies from from open hostility to friendly relations, sometimes even making alliances, particularly with the sub movements interested in keeping the veil intact. I have no idea what gray means. Gone. Okay, just gone. So we only have one thing. What? Now, how short is it? Oh, not very long. A man in his 50s, dressed in beige and with a pipe in his mouth, walked under the rain. He goes by outsider. A few weeks ago, no one knew him in the city. Even soaking wet, he manages to constantly smile. He's without a doubt someone to admire. Nowadays, there are few like him that can be this happy. His reason for happiness is the rain itself. Its sweet dropping on the pebble in front of the glitzy homes, and its hitting on strangers' umbrellas. How wonderful. His excellent ears could not stop listening to such a treat. His sweet melodies could sweep away all the problems in the city, all the sins running down the drain, only to be forgotten. The rain could cover up the murder in the southern district, the bribing in the office down in the northern district, the fang addicted to amnestics right behind the eastern district. Even then, even the no, it doesn't cover up this one. Rain can't cover up a discussion in the western district. The outsider starts to eavesdrop near the window of a big palace. He doesn't recognize the palace, nor does he recognize the music being played in the quieter moments of the discussions. Okay, Snub, if you want to hear the fucking catalog in here, you're gonna rip your head off. Says an old man, not many hairs left, and very thick glasses. Yeah, talk all you want. Meanwhile, Kevlar's the best artist here in Grishna, and you're here riding by yourself, responds a young man, a red scarf on his neck. You think a little mongrel founded by some mobster is a great artist? Mobster, you know better than me those assholes pretend to be journalists, like to pull up a fuss for anything. Shut up, these new artists don't get a damn thing about music. My family has played better than Kevlog than anyone else ever, says the furious old man. Do you understand? You old man from the cynical are dust. What happens if I go here? Okay, it just goes right here. Never mind. That'll be a different link. We're lucky here in Gorchicha. There still are a lot of us, yet you don't even leave some space for us. You're denying we're the future. I know that damn well, and you still don't get it. Even those cheap composers from Krishna's dear college. I remember going to see you at some afternoon class. Such a terrible show. Because you hate everything. You ain't open-minded. You and all your family. I just don't get how my father get along so much with you, says the young man, now beyond tired to discuss with that close-minded man. It was clear you would have preferred smoking a cigarette. That's because your father wasn't like you. Even if he had terrible taste in music, he was clever enough to know when to stop a discussion. You, on the other hand, take your stereo and continue to listen to that trash. Such a dishonor to the Maudry family. It's such a dishonor for the theater. You're lucky that we in a cynical didn't kick you out yet already. Maudry family. And delete it. Okay, thanks. And you're lucky I'm the last one of the family left here. In the theater, Grand Baloche wouldn't even carry on without me, and you know that. I don't want to get in almost every actor and orchestra member. In fact, they all suck. If it's really something like that, someone is knocking on the front door. Answer the door. Young Amadori goes to the main entrance. Oh, outsider, how are you? Good morning, sir. I swung by here and I heard a lot of talking. It really looks like a nice theater. The room is dimly lit, if not for a warm yellow light from where the musicians were talking. The walls and the floor are both upholstered with a carmine red. There are a few props scattered here and there, including masks and white sheets, a beauty for the eye. There are several paintings and all depicting instruments or scenes related to music. There's a woman playing a mandolin on the ceiling and a man picking flowers with a guitar under his arm. What a beautiful place, if only there weren't such boring discussions ruining it. Now, sir, are you listening to me? Sorry, do we know each other? Are you on drugs? Sorry. Yes, I looked at the young man. Oh, about that, I heard they shut you down. If you need them, some friends at the college still have some. How do you know my name? Come on, even if you change your name because of the law, I don't think you lost your memory too. You're quite known here. Anyway, nice job with that surgery. You really changed after all that mess. The room is full of silence. Rain is the only thing they can hear. No Center has no idea what the young man is talking about. You're weird. Anyway, what do you think of me telling me your opinion on a thing? On the discussion? Correct, follow me. Outsider, so caught up in the rain, didn't notice another sound. A guitar, its melody quietly playing. For some reason, this brings him back to his memories. Perhaps it had never happened before. Maybe it won't happen again. His memories had always been blocked. A beach, a harbor, a hot rain dropping down. It wasn't enough to cover the smell of Cuban cigars in the air. Some known faces, some unknown ones. Weird that never happened before. Was it the place's energy? Most likely, ever since he had come in, he felt like in another dimension, lulled by stars. Old man, this is the house that I dreamt about. As I told you already, said the boy. It's the old man playing the guitar. As the young one talked to him, he suddenly stopped. Alberto, for God's sake, I already told you not to let this kind of people in my theater. You're such a paranoid freak. This bear's just told a lot of bullshit about him. Alright, anyway, outsider, this is Roberto Baldini. You can call him Roberto, says the young man. Baldini. Also deleted, thanks. No, I'm Mr. Baldini, the old man interrupts him, visibly annoyed. It's a pleasure, Mr. Baldini, responds the outsider, also clearly annoyed by the old man's manners. The young one turns around, taking a CD. The cover pictures a shabby road full of rubbish. The title says The Street Kids. Below are written various translations of the title so that anyone can read it. Below on the right, there's a signature Kevlov. Alright, outsider, you'll decide who has a better taste in music. Old man, do you want to start? You're, you already heard my music. This will be enough. Yeah, that was enough. Oh, hats off. And I'll go. Boy puts the disc in the stereo. Listen to this hit. I'm guessing the song better fitting for yourself is The Wanderer. A song discordant innovative music. This one also made him pull his memories out. An office, men close to him, cash on the table, a dim light. Still, still that smell of Cuban cigars. One of them slightly lifts the window blinds. Only thing they can see is the rain dropping. Why all of this? Why did the outsider think of such things? How was that possible? He was sure he didn't watch The Godfather, nor Sin City, or anything like that as of late, so these scenes clearly couldn't be made up. No, those were things. No, those were memories. Shootings. The man washed the blinds gets closer as the ashtray puts the cigarette out. What looked like a tall, hairy man opened his mouth. 15,000 here, still short of 1,000. Do I have to pay them a visit or will let it slide? Silence. Nobody speaks for some time, then a man, his face looks familiar, gestures to leave it. Man dressed in beige with a pipe in his mouth. The outsider. Everyone's here, boss. Silence. The man talking to the outsider gets up. Good. I have to go. See you tomorrow, nobody. Music stops. So what do you think? Did you like it? Tell me. Who won for you? Asked the young man. The outsider in a weak voice manages to just say a pair of words. Nobody. Nobody did. Is it gonna go straight to nobody? Yeah, the nobody hub. Yep. I mean, yeah. Mm-hmm. She right there. Hopefully the next one will be good. Oh no. Alright, the next is Fraternity of St. George's Knights. Yeah, one, yeah, it's one of the saints, Christian religion. Yeah, anyways. The Fraternity of St. George's Knights is a secret order of the Catholic Church created in 453 DC by Pope Leon I to contain or destroy anomalies present in Roman Empire, and at the same time eliminate pagan groups that could use them. That's fair. Its influence grew along with that of the. Is it Papacy? I just highlighted it. Papacy. Along with that of the papacy, reaching its height during the Crusades and the conquest of the Americas. The Protestant Reformation led to notable loss of power. As part of the order sided with Martin Luther, this made Pope Paul III extremely suspicious and prompted him to take direct control of the order. To date, the number of members is unknown, but is believed to be several thousand scattered all over redacted locations in Italy and in the world. Oh, we do have a couple of SCPs this time. The hmm? Nice. Alright. The organization. The CCSG bases are directed by the patriarchs. They respond to the Concilium Sanctorum Inter Sanctos, Council of Saints among the Saints, formed by the Pope and four cardinals, specifically selected by the Pontiff. The Concilium has the task of electing the patriarchs on a 10-year basis, administering the confraternity, and managing relations with other GOIs. Purposes. The CCSG is the organ of the Catholic Church which deals with the management of anomalies classified with two types: the angelic anomalies, and the demonic anomalies. The former are considered relics connected to religious figures and kept in the Vatican or other locations, while the latter are connected to rituals and cults of a diabolical or pagan nature and consequently destroyed or otherwise eliminated. Damn. Attitude towards the Foundation, relations with the CCSG are quite cold. Although they have proven to be reluctant to collaborate, no hostile or friendly statements have been made at the moment. relations with the CCSG have improved following the admission to the Council of the current fourth superintendent, which initiated a policy of dialogue with the confraternity and which led to the series of joint beneficial actions for both organizations. Hi, random person. We're doing a Christian Knights. That's what we're doing right now. That's the group. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Oh, hold on.
Glenn, and the supposed dragon he fought was not a literal dragon. It was defeating the quote unquote evil in Syria.
Oh.
I don't feel like digging further into that because I have a feeling I won't like it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. This group is connected to the Boogeyman?
Yeah.
We read this one before because it was with the content farm SCP.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Also, since we're bringing up the boogeyman, I will share the
Hey
boogeyman
there.
picture again.
I mean, yeah, like they're the ones that captured it and held it for a time. Either way, um, I feel like this is a pretty obvious lawful evil.
Yeah. You agree, Cheery?
Yeah. Also, I share that picture because boogeyman was brought up.
Nice.
Like nice. Like even my fucking Catholic uh therapist has routinely very clearly stated how corrupt the Catholic organization is.
Yeah.
And that's the modern one. The further back you go, the more fucked up they act.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
sucks most about this group is they have a good symbol. I hate how much I like their symbol.
Well, their symbol is, yeah, it's a vibe.
Yeah.
Also, you know the red and white cross thing of England?
Eh?
Hmm.
Yeah, that flag is St. George's Cross.
Oh.
Huh. So wait, England is like heavily
They love St.
like
George, though he never visited England in any way during his life.
Damn.
They love that he quote unquote defeated the evil.
it's so generic. He has quote defeated the evil end
Well,
quote.
over time, the evil like changed from a city and people to a dragon. So
Yeah.
he has been
Yeah.
mythologized from something that's potentially racist to no, he defeated a dragon.
Hmm.
Anyways, ready to go on to the next one?
Defeated. England loves him because he vanquished the evil trademark.
Yeah. Ready to go to the next one?
But yeah, I get you. Yeah, go ahead.
Alright, your
Minecraft looks so pretty.
next one is conjoined of Aqua Luna. With a domination
Those are words.
conjoined of Aqua and Luna, the Italian branch identifies an undefined number of individuals spread across the entire peninsula and dedicated to the practice of sorcery. The spells of types of spells cast would seemingly inspired by traditional witchcraft practices of southern Italy active since the 19th century, such as curses, hexes, or incantations. The conjoined personally carry out their own sorcery, designing rituals based on the desired magical effect. Each ritual requires the combination of one or more so-called spell formula in the presence of one or more material agents. Intended as icons, ointments, herbal packs, etc. Similar, in general, what other construct slash physical object that the caster identifies as of interest for the completion of the ritual. It is through these two elements that the spell's effects are induced in the target generally by placing them in contact with the material agent or in its proximity. According to information gathered by the Italian branch throughout the years, the conjoined are dedicated to the veneration of an unidentified entity known as Aqua Luna. Said entity is identified as some sort of defined dyad associated with the lunar phases and the flow of water. Some recovered manuscripts refer, moreover, that its purpose would be to subvert the world hierarchies, establish a new matrix, and the archetypal conscience of mankind. From this sentence, it is clear that Aqua Luna is an entity capable of acting through the noosphere, although its exact nature is unknown. Alright, organization. According to the information recovered so far, the conjoined don't have a precise organization. The cult is widespread throughout the Italian territory, and its practitioners often operate alone or form small groups named circles. There also exist testimonies of more or less large family units that operate independently without seeking contact with other nearby circles such individuals. Regardless of local organization, developers recognize a higher level of authority to older members who are experts in magical practices and are capable of realizing more complex and powerful spells. They are They are the ones, in general, who take care of recruitment and education of new adepts, transmitting sometimes orally, sometimes with the aid of manuscripts, personally compiled over the years. Purposes. The conjoined of Aqua and Luna are a group with very intense activity whose objective would be the social redemption of the last. It is indeed among the poor and marginalized by society, where the conjoined search for new potential followers, allowing them to maintain a role of power in the world through the exercise of witchcraft. They can join practice magic on commission for the or for personal purpose, either selfishly or with the intention of aiding people in dire needs. This latter purpose, although seeming in conflict with what has been mentioned earlier about the members' immorality, appears instead to be totally in line with the group's philosophy. However, the main objective of the conjoined would be to establish contact with Aqua Luna, though the event called Sorcery of the Second Contact, whose purpose would be to modify the mass consciousness of humanity in ways that are not understood. Such a ritual will be applicable only if the Elder's members reach a certain number. At that point, the execution of the collective ritual of the Second Contact would follow, presumably through the reunion of all the Elders in a single location. Added to the Taurus Foundation, given information in possession of the Italian branch, is currently engaged in tracking and surveillance of the group's elder members as to impede the execution of the Second Contact. For this reason, the conjoined have gradually become hostile to the Foundation, reacting aggressively at its attempts at espionage and counteracting activities. We're trying to keep their profile as low as possible. In the last 5 years, following discovery of new spells and concealment by the conjoined identification of the new circles and individuals has slowed considerably. We only have one SCP connected to it, and it's the duck with balls.
What? It does say that. Oh, oh,
The duck
the
with
duck
balls.
with balls.
What? Those are
Is the duck's moved somewhat testy?
Oh my
Oh my
god.
gosh.
Oh. It's not as long as I thought it would be.
I'm sorry, were you expecting like a fucking novel's worth of information about the duck with
I
balls?
was hoping so, yes.
Oh my, Minecraft is so pretty now.
Alright. Alright. So the only I'm gonna go ahead and read the SCP. That's only SCP connected to it, then we have to make our decision. Alright. SCP-198-
Yeah,
I
Rando,
Oh.
I was just gonna say, yeah, Rando, I'm playing Minecraft, and my game finally updated to have the vibrant visuals update, and it's very pretty.
Nice.
Minecraft now has shaders, just by default on Bedrock. It's also kind of finicky trying to get it to run well on my computer. Great, it's awesome, yeah. It's so pretty. Anyway,
Yeah, anyways. SCP-198-IT is an adult male specimen of Mercastrepera, commonly known as a gadwall, a species in the Etidae family. The animal exhibits a thaumaturgical genetic mutation that has caused an abnormal enlargement of the penis and testicles. Oh my god. What did they do to the duck? The anatomy of which, however, resembles that of a human. The organ remains in a constant state of erection. Nevertheless, 198-IT has been confirmed sterile following hormonal testing analysis. 1898 is extremely aggressive towards humans.
why the who what what is the goddamn point of making this, you fucking weirdo? Why did you do this?
How do we know it is?
That's a good question we'll never know the answer to.
Random person is a sexual assault duck. Yes.
Uh,
Discovery 198 was discovered on October 25th, 2023, near NX 55, Benevito, Vecchia. According to eyewitnesses, the entity appeared abruptly before attacking a passerby, Lena Angelo, a 68-year-old retiree who consequently lost consciousness due to fear. Upon receiving reports, the dispatch team contained the entity shortly thereafter using tranquilizers. A few hours after 198 was contained, the individual responsible for the event voluntarily turned himself in to the Foundation agents who at the time were undercover as gendarmes and conducting interviews with witnesses. The individual turned over an artifact which appears to be a grimoire. He was later identified as Gioli Catalano, 12 years old, son of person of interest 15478, Renato Catalano, a known member of the GOI 04024 ID, conjoined of Aqua Luna. Okay, so it was made by a 12-year-old. That makes more sense now.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, yeah, that does make a. Who gave their goddamn irresponsible little fucking kid access to thaumaturgical rituals? Their dad, obviously, but what the fuck, man? There's a reason why the internet would be better if kids' spaces were separate from adult spaces. This is why.
Yeah.
You just did you did the equivalent of giving your fucking 12-year-old Twitter, but with magic. Are you kidding me, bro?
Random person says this is a perfect Trojan ad. All I'm gonna say.
I just I already had a bad perception of this group. This just like tripled how bad I feel about it.
Right now, where it's only anomaly that we know of that's connected to it is a duck with human genitals.
And that duck only exists because some incompetent fucking magical bastard decided, oh yeah, I'm gonna teach my son how to do fucking thaumaturgical shit. And of course, the 12-year-old is like, ooh, what if duck with penis?
A child would do that, which is why you're never supposed to teach a child things like that. What do they think would happen?
I just, they, they gave the child the magical equivalent of a fucking gun, and then are like, oh, we've got a fucking unhinged result. Who could have guessed? I want to punch that father. Anyway,
Apparently my VOD thumbnail finally got finished.
sweet.
Yeah. It's number 2 number for the first trimester abortion. Oh my god. Into the 198-IT-A interview with Gil Catalano, Sucha was interviewed to clarify the events of August 25th, 2023. At the conclusion of the interview, a Class B amnestic was administered and the subject was released. Interview transcript 198-IT-A. Interview Giole Catalano. Interviewer Agent Savaro Palerma. Before I asked if someone would want to be the agent or the child.
Oh, I've got. Oh wait, no, it's the child.
Yeah, it's the child.
Okay. Um, I don't care. I'm making it Old Man Hackett.
That's fair.
Okay, so C is the child.
Yes.
Okay.
Uh, Good evening, Gil. Sorry for the wait.
Please help. Oh wait, that's not quite right. And when I was young, there we go. Gotta do my voice a little. Please help me.
Well, that's what you kept repeating to our agents, but you didn't say anything else. What do you need help with?
I'm blushing visibly and lowering my gaze. The book, I just wanted to have fun with my friends. I didn't mean to.
Let's talk about the book then. Where did you get it?
It was my father's. I only borrowed it. I was gonna put it back, I swear. Wait. Okay, so from the sounds of it, the kid took the book without permission. Either
Okay.
way, this is still like wildly negligent of the
Yeah.
father. If you have if you have a grimoire, you better be treating that thing like it's a gun and have a fucking grimoire safe that's childproof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you know where your father is now? If you give us that information, it would help out a lot. And we might be able to overlook what you did.
I'm appearing frightened. My father? No, no, I wasn't supposed to take it. It's his. If he saw me, I don't know what he'd do.
There's no need to worry about that. We're here to protect you.
Really?
Of course, but you need to help us first. With our personnel opened a book, the words started to mix, making it impossible to read. Do you know why?
It's my family's property. If you're not part of the family, you can't use it. My dad said so. You can try, but it won't work. Dad's the best sorcerer in town. His spells can't. I'm holding back tears. They can't be broken.
Gil, are you okay?
My friends always make fun of me. I'm awful at magic. My dad and my brother are really good, but I'm just a failure. So I thought, what if I showed them what I could do? It was a harmless idea. A bit of trouble to make my friends laugh, you know? You know the legend, right? And here it's kind of famous. It would have cracked everyone up and made them stop mocking me.
This refers to the legend of Papura Coculita, Napoleon dialect for duck with balls, which matches the characteristics of SCP-198-IT.
Is that like an actual legend in Italy?
I
I
guess
kind
so.
of want to look that up. How do
Go
you spell
ahead.
that?
Hold on. I have it I have the footnote up now.
Paper A CUG. Is that an I or an L?
Oh, when I started typing it up, something automatically popped up in the Google search thing. I'm
Oh.
worried. Uh,
Oh, so it's an actual legend. That is very interesting.
well, I'm looking it up.
Italy truly is the penis of Europe.
Oh my
What's happening in
god.
Italy? Lots of strange bullshit.
Oh my god, I looked further ahead. Oh no.
Google Translate did not automatically translate this, and it looks really fucking weird. I'm backing out of this.
Why did you say you read forward? Because then I read forward. This is bad. This
Yeah,
is so bad.
this is bad. Can we just continue now?
Okay. Maybe they'd stop mocking me.
No.
So I stole it without getting caught. My dad usually keeps it hidden, but he fell asleep in his study and left the door open. Like a fucking irresponsible fuck. I called a few friends and we went to the square. It was a fair, so lots of people were there. That rhymes. It was the perfect moment, but like always, I ended up being a failure.
What happened?
Wait, what did you just send, Jerry?
The Caligula duck is a mythological beast,
Oh, okay.
and she has been endowed with striking masculine attributes.
Ow.
So,
Okay.
uh,
Ended up being a failure. You already said what happened. I'm blushing now. It, it keeps itching. I shouldn't have reversed it. I have a duck's penis now.
In luck. It's the only SCP we have connected to this group.
I just feel bad for this kid,
Wait, so
and I
they
want to string up his dad.
also what did the so the Foundation the only thing the Foundation did was give him a nest stick and send him on his way. He's gonna probably wonder why he has a duck dick.
Don't worry, kid. Some people just have duck dicks. It's normal. Go about your day.
Also, I feel like Google Translate is very bad because when I looked up the untranslated term for the duck, I got quite a few results. I looked up the Caligula duck, and I just get SCP stuff, which makes no sense.
Uh,
I'm gonna use DuckDuckGo and see if that helps.
Maybe. Oh
well,
god
either
damn it.
way, what did you say? Oh god damn.
I actually saw further ahead and saw the next group.
Oh great. Well, for this group, um, I mean it's a pretty obvious evil category. It just depends where we want to put it.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah,
I'm not saying that just because negligent guy. It's the fact that this group seemingly is exploiting disadvantaged people to try to bring about an XK.
Yeah.
also, I hope that the SCP doesn't have too much in common with the Caligula duck, because apparently that one on Christmas goes around and whoever sees it dies.
Well, I
Oh.
mean, it's aggressive and it's got a big penis or something. I don't know. Mythology, like folklore and mythology, are fucking weird.
Random person is. What is the relation there?
What?
Well,
Why is there a female duck with giant male genitalia that goes on Christmas killing people? Emily, what's wrong
um,
with you?
well, humans have quite an imagination.
Sounds like something that would only appear in a hentai.
You say
Also, it
that,
sounds like
but
it gets extra aggressive with men that it sees out of limb envy, we'll see.
Aaron, you say that, but like hentai gets its inspiration from somewhere.
Yeah. Random person says cash out the duck. Problem solved.
I don't think that's gonna solve all the problems here.
So, I mean, it's slightly organized, not fully though.
Hmm. I'm I'm feeling a lawful evil
Yeah.
in the fact that they're trying to like effectively create a like a complete like dominant shift,
Mm-hmm.
which would mean like a completely new set of laws in terms of how our brains function.
Yeah.
Oh, the light changes color when you're in a swamp biome.
Yeah.
Everything's green. It's so pukey.
Oh my gosh, I forgot the SpongeBob meme is the only thing I can get is a picture for this group.
Um
Where it's them praying to the moon.
uh
Well, better than a picture of the Caligula duck.
Uh,
I just found a motherfucking lodestone. in
The,
this chest. Fuck
the,
yeah.
the next one does have a hub, and it's the Fascist Occult, Fascist Council of the Occult.
Great.
That's why I said, oh no.
We needed another one of those. Why are you yelling? Why? Why yell?
Even your cat doesn't want to deal with this cult.
Where even are you? Oh, there you are. Hey, bud. Why are you yelling? God damn it, we were supposed to leave these in Germany.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they're fucking everywhere.
What, Festus?
Fascist
No,
cults.
fascist organizations.
Oh.
They're
Yeah.
like fucking plague rats.
Yeah. Anyways, the fascist cult, the Fascist Council of the Occult, CFO, is an organization created at the end of the Second World War, when some of the members of Rydia, still loyal to fascism, managed to avoid the administration of amnestics by the Foundation and escaped with a number of the anomalies that they were guarding. Despite having origins strongly linked to occultism, the CFO is currently in possession of anomalous biotechnologies, which they mainly use to create biological or biotechnological entities. At the moment of the origin of these technologies is unknown to Foundation. Organization, the individual head of the council has the title of Dictator, possibly an individual with anomalous characteristics. The organization of the CFO is decentralized. Small research groups are scattered throughout Italy, and they move very frequently, making them difficult to locate. Purposes. It is currently believed that their main purpose is to use, and when possible, to create anomalies that can cause significant damage and or many casualties in explicitly anomalous fashion, and if possible, repeatedly and independently. The aim of this activity would be to destabilize the social order, both compromising the feeling of security and physical integrity of the population, and attacking emotional integrity, showing the existence and nature of entities that should not exist. Social destabilization has the purpose of letting the CFO take power over the entire nation. Details of this operation are unknown, but it is assumed that the members of the CFO, if successful, could present themselves as able to protect people from anomalies, emphasizing in politics and immediate the inadequacy of the police and state regarding the control of anomalies, and at the same time exposing the existence of the Foundation by pointing it out as the enemy. Attitude towards the Foundation. I wonder. The CFO is considered extremely hostile.
Who could have guessed?
Right. It's believed that when they do not have sufficient offensive forces to attack even just one Foundation site, they do not hesitate to carry out indirect attacks, typically through the use of anomalies created ad hoc. The evidence found in CFO bases captured by the Foundation suggests that they are trying to create offensive units that can be mass produced through their anomalous biotechnology. Okay, so we do have a hub. Oh my goodness.
As if we needed it.
Right? Do we actually need to go through the hub, or are we just gonna know where we're gonna put them?
Well, I mean, they're a fucking fascist terrorist organization. Where else would we put them but lawful evil?
Oh my gosh, they have main events that they've done.
Oh.
In 1945, CFO is founded by Radio members loyal to the Foundation. Okay, we already know about that. 1949, the Foundation makes its first contact with CFO during Operation Catechus. 1950, first encounter with Proto Chimera is confirmed by later documents. Access denied. 1960, the presence of CFO personnel in facilities is confirmed outside of Italy. Access denied. 1986, the dictator appears disappears under obscure circumstances, the Third Council takes over the council while maintaining control of the Arcane Studies Office. 1991, CFO launches a great attack against Saint Asclepio, badly damaging the facility and causing the death of redacted staff members. 2012, CFO makes contact with the Church of the Broken God and forms an alliance, leading to a drastic involvement of their technological expertise. Wait a minute, what?
Uh?
That doesn't track.
Wait, what? Wait, what? They formed an alliance? Huh?
I feel very confused.
I'm
Right.
I'm going to just I'm going to just say that this is a result of there being multiple timelines and leave it at that.
Yeah. 2014, a Foundation estimates.
What would what would McCain think exactly? This is the vibe. This is the vibe of like a guy going around and preaching about how important it is for people to accept the love of Jesus, and then on fucking weekend nights he puts on his clan robe and goes burns a cross in the woods.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you're definitely following the teachings of McCain, buddy. I'm sure.
2014, the Foundation initiates Operation Imperial Eagle, deploying SSMI M-1, -2, no, that's -3, sorry, -4, and I don't remember what IX is. Is that 6? The,
IX
yeah,
as in like the Roman numeral.
yeah.
That's 9.
Oh, 9, thank you.
IV is 4. IX is 9.
Got it. To raid Base 1 of CFO as an attempt to assassinate the direct dictator. The battle causes death of 55% of the offensive forces, including the commander of SSM-1, 3 lieutenants of -3, the captain and 2 lieutenants of -4, and 2 lieutenants of -9. CFO loses the first and third triumvirs. In 2015, the alliance between CFO and the Church of Born God ends. 066-IT is made. Oh no. And last is 2017, involvement of CFO and events related to 028-IT is confirmed. So whatever 066-IT, I just want to see what this is real quick. Oh. 066-IT assassination given the remains of Tartarius type mechanical thaumaturgical entity, commonly referred to as a demon, partially destroyed during the containment operations. Its first form encountered by the Foundation appeared to be its disorganized mass of prosthetic limbs, electrical cables, and electronic components measuring 2.5 meters in length. Because of its state, 066 was slow and relatively ungainly. Oh, so it's just a failed mechanical demon. Ow. Wow, that's surprising.
Whore.
I think that one thing that threw me off is at one point they were aligned with the Church of Broken God. That just threw me off.
Oh, okay. So the fascists basically lied their way into the alliance with the Church of Broken.
Probably, yeah.
That sounds
Okay,
about right.
that makes more sense.
Yeah.
And it kind of tracks for the group that is dedicated to doing the exact opposite of what their god wants to be easily tricked.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, to
back to
be
the.
fair, it's not their fault they were lied to and tricked.
Well, yeah, but I'm just being like,
Yeah.
it's not surprising that they are easily tricked.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's very important that I again reiterate in relation to the mechanical demon. Whore, 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 whore,
Oh my
whore,
god.
whore, 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 whore. Anyway,
So yeah, I. So we're an evil reporting fascism.
it's in lawful evil. The group may be like decentralized and in a more chaotic state right now, but their ultimate goal is a lawful evil outcome.
I like how 75% of the groups we've done so far have just gone in lawful evil.
Well, I guess it's
Eh,
easier to be evil if you follow rules.
Aaron,
Yeah.
Aaron, go look at that again.
1, 2, 3, and we did one other one, right?
Oh, you were meaning. Oh, okay, you were meaning like today.
Yes.
Okay, when you said that, I thought you were meaning in general for this section of the
No.
doing it. I was about to fucking grill
No.
you for not understanding percentages.
No. Just about the obvious name and stuff. The member interviewed said to paraphrase, they didn't use those terms. Most of us left the movement and we learned the names. Oh. Oh, yay, from one cult to another.
Cult of Great Eye of the Mediterranean.
Yep. Alright.
Okay.
Yep.
You've got an alpha and an omega symbol.
Yeah, the cult of the Great Eye of the Mediterranean. Little is known about the cult's origins, but the latest archaeological finds in the Mediterranean zone indicate that this group of interest has been active since the first human civilizations as part of a now dismantled order of ultra-religious zealots.
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 Zealots, sorry.
Zealots.
Shut up.
It
Ultra
sounds like
religious
some weird
zealots.
Gundam move.
It does. It sounds like this some weapon you would hear in a fucking mecha anime.
Oh my god.
Man, really?
Anyways, these primitive men were all converted to the cult's faith and their object of worship, which they referred to as the Great Eye. It's suspected that the cult was inactive until the first decades of 9th century BC, that it entered the state of secrecy after fighting the Phoenicians and the Greeks under the pseudonym of Sea People. The reason for such a
Phoenicians.
Phoenicians, sorry,
Yeah, Phoenicians.
yeah. The reason for such attacks was probably connected to achieving the what the fuck
Hegemony.
hegemony of what was born and prospered around the Mediterranean. Since then, the cult has lost a good part of the military power at its disposal and has been reduced to thousands of adepts scattered across the Mediterranean, which still make the scene particularly insidious. At the time of writing, no diplomatic or peaceful contacts have been made between the cult's followers and the Foundation personnel. The cult remains dangerous to this day due to the use of sea creatures and adepts gifted with esoteric powers not fully known to the Foundation. Any finding, capture, or retrieval of individuals as objects connected to this GOI must immediately be assigned to the Esoteric and Thaumaturgical Department and reported to the SSMI SM-1. To access the complete updated documentation about the cult, access Division of Underwater Archaeology of Site Natuno is necessary. Organization. During its long centuries of inactivity, the cult came close to disbanding several times, losing countless adepts. Because of this, the group of interest has dedicated all of itself to secrecy of its operations. After its collapse, and seems to be divided in ranks, which follows. The Guardians, entities that thanks to the energy contained in their own sepulchres and data removed, seem to be
Sepulchres.
sepulchres, got it. Seems to be gifted with esoteric powers connected to the sea and the water with which they are able to control life's own existence around the Mediterranean. Number and full capability of these beings is currently unknown. Seekers, commanders of commanders of great groups of adepts, which can contain over 100 members. These intermediaries seem to be the most loyal to the cult's cause and are subject to a process known as elimination, connecting them to the Great Eye and providing them with some of the power of the Guardians. The Adepts, the most human positioned on the base of the hierarchy and constituting the labor force of the cult, as well as the backbone of their operations. They cover the most varied tasks and seem to be chosen among the most capable, the most intelligent, and the strongest. There are also reports about adepts kidnapped from the surface and reconditioned to serve the cult, although the lack of additional details make these reports difficult to confirm. Additional information about the
Oh, okay.
huh?
I hadn't I hadn't initially like registered in my brain that these people are literally living in the Mediterranean waters. Like
Huh?
they live underwater.
Wait,
They're literally the sea peoples.
Oh,
really?
They are those guys who are obsessed with gathering all of the prismarine and creating little bases underwater.
I will admit one of the SCPs connected to it is named Under the Sea.
Under the sea,
Under
No,
the
there's one.
sea.
under the sea, down where it's wetter, everything's better. Take it from me. And if you don't agree, I will stab you in the knee.
Why does it actually fit with the song's tune? There needs to be like a parody song where it's just that.
It's just like a new goofy anthem for this group.
Yeah.
Sebastian has a knife. Look out, the crab. The crab's got a knife.
That would
Crab with
slap.
a knife.
Additional information about the abilities of some cult members seem to be contradictory and, at the time of writing, not supported by actual evidence. The only sure thing that is that they have an anomalous capacity to survive under the sea, where they have various bases immune to marine pressure and or erosion, thanks to the power of some of the cult's members. Purposes. The cult's purpose is to protect their divinities from impure eyes. In fact, according to them, it could even damage their own existence. The secondary purpose is to impose the Guardian's will on the sea itself, preparing to conquer the mainland if necessary. Due to their fanaticism, it's suspected that the forms of hypnotism and mass indoctrination have been used to ensure that no adept would betray the cult. This is obviously only true in most cases. CGOM's activity is very sporadic, not easily detectable, and very variable. A few pieces of activity spread over decades from 2006. However, their involvements have become much more common, and to this day, it is hypothesized that this is due to the awakening of their divinity. Attitude: the CGOM is currently hostile towards Foundation and every other group of interest that hinders their purpose or tries to contact them. It's probable that such attitude is destined to remain in this way due to the lack of diplomacy from both sides. So we have two SCPs connected to it.
I mean, we obviously need to read Under the Sea first.
Yeah. Under the sea.
sorry, sorry.
The sea,
Oh my gosh, there's so much.
the sea.
Well, apparently
Down
recovery's
where,
gone.
Oh,
down where it's wetter, everything's better. Take it from me. And if you disagree, I'm going to stab you in the knee. Jesus Christ, this is long. Maybe we don't read Under the Sea.
Yeah, this is a bit long.
why don't we first search to see where the group is even mentioned?
Under the sea,
Oh yeah.
long as can be.
Alright, see, it's mentioned a bit in the special containment procedures, saying any of the instances connected to the cult. Let's see.
Oh, atrocities committed within the SCP. Oh,
Cultural. Under control of some sort of cure. Be free to not believe means escape the cult. Oh.
Okay, I'm starting to guess that this is going to be vital to read actually.
057-IT is a city ruined by the actions of the cult.
oh.
So the cult
Okay,
destroyed.
okay. All right. Yeah, let's go ahead and read this.
We probably should have known it was going to be bad when one of the first things connected to it was the atrocities committed.
Alright. 057-IT is a city located at the bottom of the Mediterranean Sea at around 300 meters of depth. Buildings composing 057 are built mainly with this mix of stone and seaweed, while the center of the city consists of the mayor's house and of a chasm. The latter is circled by stone statues, circa 5 meters tall, from which emanates a high intensity bright yellow light. Oh, which emanates a high
I
intensity bright yellow light.
I'm sorry. Did you just say emantes when you read emanates?
Yes.
Yes, she did.
I mean, I can kind of see where your brain might have gone because we're talking about we're talking about a water-based thing, so you might be thinking about manatees, but no, emanates, Aaron, emanates.
Shut up. Anyways, these depicts vaguely anthropomorphic marine beings that, according to the instances of 057, represent the deities worshipped at 057. At the time of writing, despite the numbers of explorations, the total numbers of residents of 057 is unknown. These residents are humanoid beings circa 1.5 meters tall, with webbed hands and feet, along with a skin of unidentified green nuance and gills on the neck. Worth
This
of,
article's author really likes using circa.
yeah. Worth of notice is the absence of a nose. Lastly, their skin is particularly resistant to lesions such as slashes and abrasions thanks to the presence of scales on their upper and lower extremities.
Noise.
Sweet. Hold on.
Painted dogs. Hello, bow wows. I love the Savannah variant of wolves based off of African painted dogs.
Yeah. The instances discovered and or classified as residents of 057 so far are to be divided into groups. The A group is the most numerous, comprised of at least 60 instances at the time of writing who have showed themselves to be extremely hostile and to possess much thinner scales. On the other hand, the instances designated as B are conversely friendlier and possesses much thicker scales. This last group is composed of, at the moment, of what was once 24 is now 12 individuals. They got cut in half.
That's not.
That's not good. As they lack lungs, instances of -A and -B cannot remain on extended periods of time outside of water. Up to 5 minutes or for older instances, namely B-2 and -4, 20 for younger instances like B-8 to B-12. When allowed to do so, the -B instances appear to be amused by the presence of SSM-2 agents or of the research staff. It's important to point out that at the time of containment, some instances showed wounds and signs of mutilation to the gills, hands, and feet. Most of these wounds have been mostly healed at the time of writing, thanks primarily to the on-site specialized medical unit support. Oh no. Poor -B instances.
Me.
The birth of B12 on the December 27th, 2017 at Site Natuno was demonstrated that -B instances possess reproduction mechanisms similar to mammals. They give birth 6 months following mating, but it is to be noted how B-12 possesses scales similar to -A. In contrast to its mother, B-5, this indicates how thicker scales is not a shared genetic heritage or distinctive of the mild behavior of -B instances. Even B-8 and his brother B-11 present scales thinner than their parents, B1 and B3. B1 has revealed that it is caused by some technology the offspring are not equipped with. -B instances have a social and cultural evolution. Different from -A instances, they are very curious, adapt easily to changes in the environment, and are capable of communicating in Latin. Notice among all instances know Greek as well. In 2017, it was noted that B-8 and -11, 10 and 8 years old, have started to speak in Italian, and that B-12 can understand Italian, Latin, and Greek. -A and -B instances tend to explore vast marine areas. The oldest among -B instances have stated to have seen small gray things that were spreading in the Southern Sea, and that these tried to attack them. It's theorized that the -A and -B instances migrated in different parts of the Mediterranean Sea before settling near Sardinia, and that they encountered 044-IT-E during this time. Captain Lorenzini, chef of Naval Unit 1, tasked with containment of 044-IT-E. Huh?
What did you say? Did you just say chef of Naval Unit 1?
Chief.
Chief. Chef of Naval Unit 1. They got a serious promotion if they're controlling where the ship goes. One day they're cooking meals for the crew. The next they're manning the helm.
Oh my god. Yeah. Anyway, Chief of Naval Unit 1, tasked with containment of 044-IT-E, has stated they have never noticed any instance of 057. It was also supposed that 057-A and -B instances are the descendants of peoples that lived up to the 14th century BCE on the island of Nisrios before it was devastated by a volcanic eruption. Some of its inhabitants would have revealed capable of surviving underwater and of following various genetic mutations would have become the first specimens of 057 IT instances. This society would have
That
become nomadic for unknown reasons and would have wandered around all of the Mediterranean building temporary cities, of which 057 would be the most recent and perhaps the only one currently inhabited. Alright,
hold
now
up.
we're gonna
Stay on that
huh?
state. Nice Cyros.
Cyros. Got it.
It's an island in Greece.
Yeah. Now we're gonna get into what the cult has done.
I have a feeling the cult's going in evil, but let's keep
No
things
shit
up.
is going in evil.
Yeah.
Discovery 05719 was discovered in 2015 by a handful of divers from the diving club of data expunged. Following an aggression underground by various instances, the account of this attack was posted on the club's social media, coming to the attention of SIR-1 Aurora Natide. All pictures were removed and amnestics were administered to all divers. Various expeditions by SSM-2 have confirmed their account -B instances were recovered by SSM-2 squad. I don't know what symbol that is, and brought to a site Natuno. Alright, so here's our recovery log. Forward these logs were reported by Dr. Giuseppe Pastillo, Director of the Department of Underwater Archaeology, by Lieutenant Marco Lavini, leader of SSM-2 squad, that one, who was sent to explore the city. He was captured by 057-IT-B and brought within 057. Alright. April 14th, 2015. We arrived in proximity to the city near the statues described by the divers. It's not so big. The houses were made of stone and rooftops and seaweed. We haven't seen any inhabitants, but maybe we're still too far away. The most visible elements are giant statues, also in stone. We can't manage to recognize the depicted creatures, but we think they're either extinct or the representations of their gods. As soon as we left the SU-1, the environment around 057 became heavy, unsettling. There weren't any animals, there was no sound other than our respirators, like the calm before a storm. The city looked like a sleeping monster that would bring upon the end of the world if it were to wake. I don't like this one bit, neither do my colleagues, but we must continue. I hope we don't find any creatures attacking us, or that the statues come to life. April 17th, 2015 at 9:15. We made another inspection. The environment is still heavy and unsettling. The lights from the statues are more intense, and we hear screams in an unknown language. April 17th, 2015 at 9:34. The city is inhabited. Some instances approached us, a small group of 6 or 7 individuals. They're humanoid with greenish skin and scales on hands and feet and with gills. They try to flee, moving away from the city. We followed them, but they swam faster than us, and we lost their trace. I noticed some of them showed red marks on their skin. There were no scales. I don't know if they're afraid of us or what happens in the city. April 17th, 2015 at 10:32. We came back to the SU-1. We were trying to explore the city, but we were kicked out by other entities who possess thinner scales. Fortunately, no one of us was wounded. Lieutenants Piquel and Ricky are waiting for orders from Captain Armini to let us try a new exploration. April 17th, 2015, 1945. The incidents have come back. They're swimming around the SU-1. They don't have weapons, they're just swimming. As if they've never seen a submarine before. They're behaving like fish, showing interest. Lieutenant Ricky can see them swimming on the radar. They aren't beating on the walls, they aren't screaming, they're not making any noise. They swim around US-1, sometimes very quickly, other times much slower. Stella claims to hear laughter, and her hearing is sharper than mine. Why would they find us funny? April 19th, 2015, 22:07. Armini and Contati claim that there is no danger. They gave their orders because and Ricky went closer to the city and gave us the green light for the new exploration as long as we stay around the SU-1. We can only observe it at a distance. We recharged the oxygen tanks, and just in case, I brought my respirator. There's no more trace of the instances that appeared interested in us. April 19th, 2015, time unknown. Group returned, they surprised me from the back, put a hand on my mouth, and pulled me towards 057. I couldn't defend myself, I was caught off guard. I don't remember much, I think I passed out at some point. I remember waking up in one of these houses, my hands and ankles tied up, left in a corner. I tried to flee by swimming, but the entity discovered me and closed the door. They won't let me leave. I heard those screams in an unknown language from the outside, along with what seemed like a beseeching voice. Some instances sounded furious, others were crying. After some time that I couldn't count, another instance entered the house, a female one, since they called her Tita. Latin names, they all have Latin names, but don't speak Latin with each other. It had some kind of weapon. I can't describe it. I think it wanted to threaten or even kill me, but it didn't do that. She stayed close to the window and kept guard on me. That odd weapon gleamed a few times, producing small bursts, muffled by the water. April 19th, 2015, time unknown. Instance called Tita seems to be the leader of this group. Are they the good guys or the bad guys? I don't know. They haven't freed my hands and ankles. They haven't threatened me. There are four shorter instances they look at me as if I was a monster. They are the monsters. No, I shouldn't say that. They are monsters for me, but I'm a monster for them. I mean, I never saw a human being before, and so regard me as an anomaly from their perspective. April 19th, 2015, time unknown. Latita knows Latin. I don't, but I can still understand her a bit. She pointed at herself, then at the door, and then at her bleeding hands. I understood. If I leave, I'll be killed. Respirator's starting to malfunction. I've used it too much. I'll try to slow down my breathing, but I know it won't be sufficient. April 19th, 2015, time unknown. The group has become smaller. The older one hasn't come back. I understand quite well. 057's police, if you can call it police, is trying to find them and kills them when they do. This is why Latita didn't want me to leave. With gestures or words in Latin, she explained, they're trying to flee from 057. Be free to not believe, as she says herself. Not believe in what? I don't know, and no one wants to tell me. April 20th, 2015, 5:30. 057 is under control of some sort of guru. Be free to not believe means escape the cult. To live without being forced to worship a god they do not believe in. 057 is a city ruined by the actions of the cult. The acolytes of the god kill everyone who doesn't believe in it. Latita and the others say that they will see the ceremony if they can exit safely. In a few days, one will be held. Oh,
Guru.
why am I not
Guru.
surprised? Oh, what was that?
It's pronounced guru.
Guru. Why am I not surprised?
So they're being hunted down for not believing in the.
Yeah.
They're being murdered for not believing in a cult.
Yep.
Yep,
Oh,
sounds like it.
that's horrible.
Yep. Meaning those 6 or 7 weren't trying to run away from the MTF. They were trying to run away from their lives.
Oh my gosh.
April 20th, 2015 at 7:03. They brought here my squad members. They're all here in good health. I'm glad. Letitia and the others claim they brought us here to let us see the horrors the insurgents like them suffer at the hands of the other inhabitants. They don't want to go in the details, and I fear they never will. My squad mates have brought an oxygen tank as well. Phew. Soon I wouldn't have been able to breathe anymore. April 20th, 2015 at 8:37. They lost a member. Julius was thrown into the chasm to soothe the guardians. Cora has cried all night long. He was her husband and father to short instances, Tullio and Alexandria.
Uh,
The insurgents were convinced he was not sacrificed to calm the gods, but as punishment, to shrink fear into them. Even Flora was abused. Her back was wounded. They don't want to talk about it. All they want is only to escape. They look at us as saviors, as if we could do something great to help to them. Okay, so the cult is also doing human sacrifices.
So the people
Or
visiting there, they're
Oh
like,
wait,
oh fuck, we can't help, but they think we can.
wait. I wouldn't say human sacrifices. Whatever species sacrifices they are.
yeah,
Aquatic
sen-
sacrifices,
sentience sacrifices or
Yeah.
sapience sacrifices.
Yeah.
mer people sacrifices.
Something like that.
Okay. Yeah. Two more dates listed on here. April 20th, 2015. Time unknown. The roads and houses are desolate. Even insurgents were forced to leave their homes, and we had to follow them. Staying hidden, all the inhabitants are gathered around the chasm for a ceremony. As no one was guarding the city, we too went to see for ourselves. The leader of the city climbed on a rock taller than the others, placed above the chasm and in front of the cult members. The light coming from the chasm becomes stronger and starts to wobble when the members start seeing. They start to say it's a prayer to the entities they praise. They didn't want to translate it for us. The worshippers are singing and dancing, and some shapes are appearing within the light in the pit. But they aren't coming out. Worshippers then enter some sort of frenzy. Their songs are more hectic, while the shapes become more visible. They resemble gastropods but with tentacles. Like the leader, we think he could be a creature from the chasm taking physical form. April 20th, 2015, unknown time. The police has come. They are armed. I don't know if their weapons have any effect on us. They look like flails, but the insurgents fear them greatly. They fled while we were attacked by the police. They look scared. The oldest of the instances has taken the four younger ones and are now swimming towards the SU-1. I think my squad members have received the other to capture some instances because they're directing them towards the submarine units. I'm ready for combat. I hope I have enough oxygen left. So, this is definitely a very evil and corrupt group.
Were you
Yeah,
gonna? There was more down there, wasn't there?
I think this was messages from submarine units of Captain Marty and Dr. Contati. Sorry. I guess we can find out what happened to the
Like,
ones that went to the submarine.
yeah, like we don't actually need this to place them, but I'm just curious at this point.
Yeah, let's see what happened to the instances that came up to the submarine. Some instances of 057 caught up with us, armed and hostile. There was a fight between them and squad. That one, fortunately, our divers had the bigger guns. The insurgent instances took advantage of the battle to flee, and six of them got to our submarine unit. Lieutenant Lavini assured me that they weren't hostile, but my men are still keeping watch on them. We let them in. There are four instances with young traits, a similarly older instance, and a male instance. Lieutenant Pico has just told me that the other five instances have encountered his submarine unit. Squad, that one has come in. They're all here, safe and sound. Me and Lieutenant Salini are taking the decision to return to the surface. Lieutenant Dario Glasse, SU-2. Five instances reached SU-1. Three are wounded, one severely. Since they cannot survive for long outside the water, Lieutenant Ricky and I had a water tank prepared. In agreement with my colleague, I'm taking the decision to resurface. Lieutenant Cleopatra Pico, SU-1. Okay, so they all made it safely.
Yay!
They managed to escape the cult thanks to the Foundation.
Yay!
Alright, so I think we know where we're gonna put them, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking a chaotic evil since they seem like very
Yeah.
decentralized from like the sounds of the original
yeah.
discussions about them.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just
Ugh.
I
They
yeah,
kept,
death to the cult.
they kept getting worse the further we read on the dates or what they've done.
Well, yeah.
Uh,
That's what happens with chaotic evil groups, right?
yeah. Alright. Next is Febris Pharmaceuticals. Febris.
deep down, some part of me, deep down, some part of me was hoping for a good group tonight.
Febris Pharmaceuticals is a
Oh
company.
wait, I guess technically we did have one. I forgot about the musicians.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, anyway,
Yeah.
continue.
Febris Pharmaceuticals is a company founded by the Farnese family in the 60s of the 20th century, specializing in research and sales of drugs intended for both sides of the veil, using thaumaturgical knowledge that appears to have been transmitted by Febris, the Roman goddess of malarial fever and of healing. Oh,
Huh.
the
Wait,
origins.
so they're just making drugs that a literal god
Yeah,
told them to make to help people?
yeah.
Huh.
Hmm.
Okay. That's starting out better than I could have hoped for,
Yeah.
considering pharmaceutical company.
Oh no.
Maybe they're good.
Oh no.
Oh,
What?
Aaron's saying, "Oh no, what's going on?"
The
Oh
origins of this group
no.
can be traced back to the cult of Febris, a group of serial poisoners in Imperial Rome.
God damn it!
Oh.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Right after the mass genocide group?
You fucking kidding me? Oh, these guys sound like they might be good. They're doing the will of a benevolent sounding deity. Oh, oh, they're rooted in the fucking poison hobos of ancient Greece. I'm so happy. I mean ancient Rome. Sorry, the fucking poison hobos running around poisoning people for the fuck of it.
Oh my god.
I think poison hobo is my new favorite insult.
Hold on, I gotta do something real quick.
Oh no. Are you gonna change your name to Poison Hobo? Or are you changing my name to Poison Hobo?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you're now Poison Hobo.
Alright. Led by Locusta in the 1st century AD. What?
My brain. There for a second, I dead ass thought you were about to say led by Lucaria, led by the wolf guy, Pokemon fan, Pokemon wolf guy.
Oh my god.
There's a lot of Rule 34 of them.
Yeah. Anyway, their sect was violently repressed by Emperor Galba in 69 AD, and her writings, keepers of the knowledge to subdue and cure diseases, transmitted presumably by the goddess herself, were thought lost. However, the tablets containing their rituals were hidden through thaumaturgical practices and remain hidden over the centuries, awaiting new disciples. Always operating in the shadows to return to their former glory and power, Vebris has created an heir who retrieved the tablets and harnessed their power by applying modern chemical and biotechnological knowledge to them, restoring the ancient path of her cult. Organization. Like any modern corporation, Vebris Pharmaceuticals is led by a chief executive officer CEO, a position currently held by Febris' own son/creation, Dr. Fausto Fernanzi, who coordinates the
Son/creation.
yeah.
That's uncomfortable wording.
Yeah.
Did they literally make him, or is this like a Endeavor calling his son his creation vibe? Which
They
is it?
might
Because I don't like
be
either.
a genetically modified uh,
Yeah.
little being because they can slightly modify the those in the petri dish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Who
I'll
co-
try to stop interrupting.
who coordinates the various administrative, financial, and scientific departments through the directors and managers of their respective departments. Due to their recent introduction beyond the veil, they have recruited researchers and employees capable of using thaumaturgy, hiring them from areas associated with the anomalous and from various nexuses and free ports. Alright, their purposes. Heirs, heirs of the spirit of the cult of the goddess of fevers, Fevers Pharmaceuticals is focused on replicating the dual nature of the goddess, giver of illness and healing, through the creation and sale of anomalous and non-anomalous drugs for the public, and anomalous biological weapons for private individuals seeking
Are
economic
you fuck?
profits.
I
Uh,
come on, man. You don't have to perfectly recreate your the nature of the goddess that both gives and cures illness. You could just do the first. You could just do the second part. You don't have to do the first part.
Currently, they intend to expand their clientele by entering into commercial agreements with other groups of interest, such as Marshall Carter and Dark. Why am I not surprised? And
Obviously,
Icy.
they're everywhere.
Yeah. For a sharing of the anomalous market in chemical and pharmaceutical products. And in light of this, they expanded into the free port of Garcina, imposing their hold on the city with the blessing of Marshall Carter and Dark, the previous rulers. Why do I get the feeling they're still technically in control and they're just saying they're not?
I wouldn't be too surprised.
Yeah.
Just like using this group as a fucking front organization.
Yeah. Attitude towards the Foundation. Hmm. Since they are involved in different projects for the sale of anomalous drugs and biological weapons for private individuals, the members of Febris Pharmaceuticals thread carefully around the Foundation, aware of the disparity between their current resources and those possessed by the entities that monitor the anomalous. Although not directly hostile towards the Foundation, it's not excluded that in the future, with the support of powerful commercial partners, they may act more actively in defense of their products and in the company's interests. I like how at first it started to sound like, okay, maybe they're good, maybe they're good. Biological weapons.
It's like every time I get my hopes up, this group dashes them. Like, oh, okay, so they're trying to make they're trying to make cures in the name of a goddess. Okay, okay, they've got roots in the fucking poison hobos of ancient Rome. Oh, that's bad. Oh, they're focusing on making all sorts of wonderful cures to ailments. That's great. Oh, biological weapons too. Great. Wonderful. Fantastic. I'm so happy to be here.
We have one SCP connected to it.
There's, why are there no goddamn sheep in this fucking savannah? I didn't realize that the wolves hunt llamas.
Oh,
I just I just
yay.
saw I just saw a wolf murder the shit out of a llama.
Oh. I also love how the only SCP connected to it that we can look at is a Keter. Oh my god, you are gonna love this one, Hatchet.
Okay, why is that?
You'll see. SCP-178-IT is a name assigned to three biological entities in a symbiotic association Entities in question are the following. Dash 1. A male specimen of theropod dinosaur belonging to the Baryonyx walkery species.
it's it's a baryonyx. Oh,
Yes!
that's great. Oh, that actually does make me happy. Thank you, Bright. I mean, Aaron. Fuck.
Bright and Aaron is fine, I'm sure.
Oh no!
What?
I just see further on another group that we just went over is also connected to this entity.
Oh
Oh
no.
no! The
Don't
Fascist
tell.
Council of the
Don't
Occult.
don't tell me that. Please tell me that the baryonyx is not a fascist.
We'll find out. Hopefully not.
I don't want to have to deal with the conflict of baryonic fascists.
I feel like you
Baryonians.
brought. You. I think you hurt random person too. They just put no. The
Like,
goddamn fascists ruin everything.
They do. They really do.
At 3.75 meters tall and an overall length of 9.5 meters, and an estimated weight of 1.8 tons. The apparent age of the specimen is difficult to interpret, but by comparing it with the only almost complete fossil specimen of its same species found so far, it's possible to consider it a juvenile specimen. On its left thigh
It's a
has
baby baryonyx.
yeah, on its left thigh it has an aberration in its scales in the shape of letter F, presumably caused by a burn. Oh,
Oh no! Did they brand him?
yes, they branded him.
Oh.
Well, I was gonna share a cute picture of a baryonyx, but now I suddenly don't want to.
Attempts to discern
Oh,
information about its
baryonyx
health.
boy.
I feel like Head is gonna have heavy bias over this group now.
I mean, I already had pretty bad bias, but if they're branding baryonyxes, look at
Well,
that.
that
Look
means
at
the
this.
fascists are abusing dinosaurs.
Look at this dude. He's great. Thank you, Jiri. Look at that. Look at that fucking fish muncher.
Oh my god.
Which is it's ironic that I'm like gushing over a baryonyx when I am myself a fish.
Yeah.
Hey, fish eat fish too. It's fine.
True.
Attempts to discern
And
if
I'm a gar. I don't think I would have ever. I don't think gars would have ever encountered baryonyx. I could be
Yeah, I don't
wrong,
think
but
so either.
I'm pretty sure they like literally on opposite continents of each other.
gotcha.
I think all gars are native to North America,
Mm.
and baryonyx was found over in Britain.
Well, there's some that were found in Portugal.
The point being over there in Europe.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyways,
Anyway,
attempts to discern information about its health and internal biology following blood draws were inconclusive. The back of Dash 1 is covered by sedimented layers of algae, moss, scales, and mud with an approximate thickness of 3 centimeters. Presumably following the phenomenon of ichthyosis, commonly referred to
ecdysis.
as molting.
Yeah, it's
Random person said
ecdysis.
brand the fascists instead.
Ecdysis? Ecdysis is another word for molting?
Ecdysis, yeah.
I have never heard of that before.
Yeah, it's like the more scientific term.
Oh, okay. Okay, so another thing that's connected as a in a symbiotic association with the baryonyx is Dash 2. It's a collective name applied to a swarm of mosquitoes that accompanies Dash 1 feeding on its blood. How is that
Oh,
symbiotic? What?
I guess we'll have to read on to see why it's symbiotic. Maybe something's getting mistranslated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Philo Phylogenetically, the instances of the swarm present similarities with the subfamily of the Anophelinae. swarm approximately 500. Jeez, that's a lot of mosquitoes. Suggesting that they may belong to a, as of yet, unidentified species which lived in the lower Cretaceous, presumably during the Permian stage, between 125 and 129.4 million years ago.
Yeah.
Both Dash 1 and each instance of Dash 2 are host to an anomalous parasite belonging to the Plasmodium genus. Oh,
See, let me double check what the Plasmodium genus is.
that's what the SCP is called. It's like Plasmodium something. Uh, Plasmodium draconis. So that means this.
Let's see. Plasmodium is a genus of unicellular eukaryotes that obligate that are obligate parasites of vertebrates and insects. The life cycles of Plasmodium species involve development in a blood-feeding insect host, which then injects parasites into a vertebrate host during a blood meal. Parasites grow within a vertebrate body tissue, often the liver, before entering the bloodstream to infect red blood cells. The ensuing destruction of host red blood cells can result in malaria. During this
Mm.
infection, some parasites are picked up by a blood-feeding insect, mosquitoes in majority of cases, continuing the life cycle. I see. Latin for dragon. What the fuck? Plasmodium draconis is Latin for dragonfly?
Ah, alright. So now we can go into history as well as what the parasite does.
Let's see. Point being, these guys are a large part of what makes mosquitoes the deadliest animal on Earth.
And this group infected the baryonyx and mosquitoes with it.
Well, we don't know that for sure. Let's see that. What Google Translate says.
Finding the discovery and recovery of 178, further research is initiated on the Canal Redacted VA Marshland and the Rydia archives. Information found in the corresponding file under the name of Narrow 107 is of limited usefulness and fragmentary, probably due to interference of the Fascist Council of the Occult. Inside the file is a summary of stories, legends, and nursery rhymes regarding swamp areas similar to or geographically close to it. The elements of these stories have in common traced by Rydia national folklore. Scholars are listed below. Most of the events narrated have the structure of a moral story aimed at the youngest members of the community. The teaching is often to avoid approaching specific places. In almost all texts, the locality is a swamp, a peat bog, or a forest in which there is a body of fresh water. Generally, it is inaccessible or complicated to navigate and untouched by human activity. The presence of a monster that lives near the body of the water is recurring, similar to the mythological figure of the sea serpent, the wyvern, or the dragon. It is worth noting that the most common cause of death of protagonists who venture into forbidden places is not actually being devoured by the dragon as one would expect. Negative consequences of the transgression manifest themselves as a form of poisoning caused by the pestilential breath of the creature. The latter is identified as the cause of a lethal disease. The file also contains a letter of construction site foreman Artemio Cattaneo, dated April 12th, 1925, addressed to the Verosai Canal Irrigation Consortium by which he had been employed. To Your Excellency, I regret to inform both the President and the Board of the Verosai Canal Irrigation Consortium of the unfortunate and inconvenient situation in which both I and my workers found ourselves the past few days. when I found a letter from the consortium on my desk, which requested a contribution of the Catano Construction Company, I cannot hide that I felt great pride and joy. Ours is, alas, still a small business, and working for such a respected and renowned organization as yours would have been an honor. Despite the distance of the place where the operation would be carried out from the company headquarters, I was willing to make an extra effort, strong in the knowledge that the choice of the consortium itself was emblematic of our competence and seriousness. A week ago, we therefore started the hydraulic reclamation of the marsh near Canal Redacted. Following the necessary preparation, however, we were unable to continue. It's due to what I struggled to define as mere accidents. On April 3rd, 4 of my workers fell gravely ill. They were sweating profusely and feverish. I immediately had them taken to the doctor in the nearest town and put a stop on all the works. They tried to cure them with the quinine. I found myself thought it was malaria without being a doctor. Yet it didn't help. That evening, all 4 were dying, babbling about a monster they said they had seen emerging from the murky waters. Next day, they were all dead. The doctor from Canal Redacted said he tried everything he could, but the disease progressed too quickly. He also told me something I should have known before, something that the consortium deemed legitimate to hide from me. I discovered a bitter truth. The real reason why the Catania Construction Company was chosen by the consortium. The doctor informed me that the 3 construction companies in the area, the Antonio Brothers, Redacted Constructions, and Impresa Velati, received your letter with the same request that I also received. They, however, refused, aware of the danger of the place where the construction site was supposed to be located. For this reason, I found myself forced to request the termination of the contract between the Continental Construction Company and the Versailles Canal Irrigation Consortium. Far be it from me to discourage your organization from proceeding with its noble work. However, I vehemently advise against including the redacted canal swamp in said work, as this has already condemned for workers in their prime to unjust deaths that will weigh on my soul for the rest of my life. I hope that you, like me, want the aforementioned victims to be the last. Best regards, Artemio Catiano. I'm guessing they still continued.
So, as a side note, an interesting bit of information was posted in a like completely side note. This is completely irrelevant, but an
Yeah.
interesting bit of information was posted in a Discord I'm in for that's like one of the Discords of the artists I support on Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
And I double checked it, and it seems to be accurate. Um, or ostriches find humans hotter than other ostriches.
Hi.
What?
Yeah, the basically the what it goes into is so many gifs of ostriches doing their mating dance for humans, but did you know they actually did a study on this, and ostriches repeatedly found humans more attractive than other ostriches. Ostrich farmers have trouble setting up their ostriches with each other because they're just not interested. They want their farmers instead. Also, ostriches show notable sexual preference. Some male ostriches will only display for male humans, some will display for everyone, some will display for female humans only.
Uh,
That's not a detail I thought I would learn today.
Oh.
Um,
well, we thought we thought ostriches couldn't get weirder.
they,
Was wrong.
yeah, I, someone responded by saying, "I can't believe ostriches are reverse furries."
Well,
I just,
technically, furries don't want to. Oh my gosh.
yeah, yeah. You want to take that statement back?
You want to take that statement back, Jerry?
No, because there's a different term for that, and it's furry. It's
Oh,
the B
feathery. Yeah.
word.
Oh no. Well,
Bestiality.
well, that's the action, not the desire to do something.
Furries are interested in animal people, not animals.
Would they be fleshies then? Yeah. Like the overall point being the the ostriches are infatuated with humans while furries are like infatuated with animalistic like characters. Is I think that joke there. Anyway, but yeah, I generally you know me, I generally think it's important to make a distinction between the desire to do something and the actual action of doing something. Or like the brain responding in a certain manner to certain stimuli is the better way to put it. But anyway,
Yeah. All right. Further research is carried out using a text kept in the archives of Site DS and is focused on the link between Fabris Pharmaceuticals and 178. A fragmentary study by the Christian Inquisitor Lucius Valerius Gallico, uh, there's CA, mid 4th century AD, focusing on the topic of pagan cults in northern Italy, is found in a manuscript dating back to the 9th century, below the analysis of the relevant fragments of the historical archaeological section. From the components handed down, it is clear that Gallico does not treat the cult of the goddess of fevers lightly. Oh. In other parts of the text, he accepts the possibility that some pagan cults should be absorbed into the Christian faith. However, he vehemently advises against this happening for the cult of Phoebus. The part of the text that concerns its faithful resembles a real invective and oratory aimed at accusing them of a series of despicable and antisocial behaviors that justify their complete eradication. It is safe to assume that the conduct of the occult has been thoroughly investigated and studied by the Questor. In the moment that corresponds in the ratio, the author shows the followers of Phoebus in the marshy areas of northern Italy intent on practicing magic. He describes a ritual, or part of it, in which followers invoked the goddess and her gifts through what the author calls monstrum sigillum ferens. In translation, in this case is uncertain due to possible errors in copying the text. He also accuses them of carrying out curses and hexes aimed at public figures in the cities of Brixia and Mediolanum, including himself among the aforementioned, evoking malarial fevers on them. He succinctly declaims an evil component, pars maligna, of the aforementioned hexes. I'm sorry, I'm not even gonna try and say that in Italian.
I do not know Italian, so I could try, but I would probably sound bad. Oh. Uh,
Yeah, that's why.
you know what? I'd rather be made fun of than try to. All Italians who listen, I'm sorry. Ut dormites omnes in amplexio divie febris.
An invocation which can be roughly translated to "May you all sleep slash die in the embrace of Diva or of the goddess Febris."
Such a lovely group.
Yeah. He concludes by stating that the the same treatment that Galba had reserved for Locusta. The name of an extremist assassin and follower belonging to the cult of Fibris, and her stock 3 centuries ago is the same that Constantine should reserve for all of those who venerated the goddess.
Have a good night, Rando.
Yeah, good night, Rando. This actually might be our last group of the night, so we went
Good night, Rando.
because it is getting late for like Jiri.
Yeah.
So this is probably the last one tonight. Alright, we're gonna put them in evil somewhere. Yeah, through the blood samples taken from -1, the study instances of -2, and analysis carried out by the bodies of Starace's team members, the microbiology division confirms the suspicion of the presence of the third anomalous element. The aforementioned is a parasitic protist of prehistoric origin named by a research team Plasmodium draconis, belonging to the same genus as the sporozoans that are capable of causing malaria in humans and is possibly their ancestor. Below are the most significant findings. Parasitology study of Plasmodium draconis. Author Dr. Gregorio Corsetti. Life cycle. In terms of life stages, use of reservoirs and host, P. draconius exhibits similarities with the protozoa belonging to its own genus. One, it starts from the infection in the human body of sporozoites, following the bite of a Diptera of the Crucidae family. Sporozoites subsequently colonize lower cells. 3, to develop into merozoites. 4, which are specialized in affecting erythrocytes. 5, with the aim of replicating asexually and producing gametocytes capable of sexually reproducing. 6, following a mosquito bite, gametocytes will generate male and female gametes to produce zygotes. 7, the zygotes will mature into okinates. 8, which will then split into sporozoites, which will be transmitted with the insect saliva into the new host. That was a lot of medical words.
Yeah, at this point, I feel like we know enough. Like, we don't
Yeah,
have to keep.
we don't have to keep going. I'm just confusing myself with all the medical words.
So, chaotic evil.
Yeah.
I agree. I like how you were so hoping for them to be chaotic good. Not chaotic, chaotic being
Just
good.
good in some way.
But nope.
Well, at least some version of good.
Oh, we already did this one. But yeah, that's it for tonight, right?
I think so.
Wait, oh my gosh, they have
This
this
is
one.
for next week.
I know, but look how much information we get. Like different ages,
Very
Huh.
nice.
even more shit here. Okay, wow. Okay, so this one will have a lot of information. Cherry, do you have any last words for stream? So Christians. I just thought that was kind of funny to say. Alright, I found my VTuber. How'd you do your last source for stream? Unless it has malaria. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. Alright, Danger Novels. Tomorrow I'll be doing a VTuber collab, and depending on how long it goes, I may do Pokemon Legends ZA afterwards. And then yeah, uh and then Saturday and Sunday will be Legends ZA. So yeah. So yeah. Um see you guys then, and I'll be rating this person. I have not rated them before. I don't even know who they are. Anyways, be kind, and if you see Hatchet streaming, just constantly say the word fish. That's it.